Today's daf is daf lamed vav. We are going to begin by the Mishnah, the new perek, Shir Shenagach. The Mishnah says, Shir Shenagach arba v'chamisha shvarim zeh achar zeh. If you have a shir tam that gored 4 or 5 other oxen, one after the other. So the din is, Yishalim la'achrin shebahem, the owner of the ox that gored shall pay the owner of the last one of them chatzi nezek, half of the damages, and if from the proceeds of the sale of the shir tam, that damage. As we know, it's migufay. So if, let's say, shir 1 damaged a bunch of different oxen, so he has to pay the last shir, the owner of the last shir that it damaged, up to half a nezek, and that's migufay of the animal. Imish boib meiser. Now, if there's a surplus value left in his ox after he pays the owner, so let's say shir 1, which gored, now was sold, and half of his value, let's say for example, is X amount of money, and the damage that he did, he paid for, plus there's leftovers. So Allah is Yachshir Shalafanav. So he shall return it to the owner of the previous ox that was gored. If there's still a surplus value left in the ox after he pays, so the din is Yachshir Shalafanav. He shall return it to the one prior to the previous one. And the principle is that the owner of the latest of the oxen gored in succession gains. These are the words of the mayor. Shimon says no, that the division of the compensation is as follows. If you have an ox, tam, which was worth which was a tam worth 200 dinars, that gored an ox worth 200 dinars, and he killed it, and the carcass is worthless. So the injured party takes 100 dinars, which is half of the cost of the damage, from the proceeds of the sale of the shir tam. And the owner of the ox takes the remaining 100 dinars. So they sell the ox, since he has to pay only a chatzi nezek, so he gives 100 and he takes 100. Now, if the ox, after going the first ox, but before compensation has been paid, again gored another ox worth 200 dinars, and the carcass is worthless, so the owner of the last ox that was gored takes 100 dinars. And with regard to the payment for the previous goring, this one takes 50. So the first guy, the owner, and the first guy that was damaged, each takes a half, which is half the remaining value of the shir tam after 100 dinars were paid to the latest injured party. And the owner of the last one takes the remaining 50. Okay, the words that explain exactly what's going on over here. Now, if the ox, after goring the first 2 oxen, but before compensation had been paid, now again gored another ox worth 200 dinars, and the carcass is worthless. So now what happens? The last injured party takes 100 dinars. The previous one takes 50 dinars, and the first injured party and the owner of the ox divide the remainder, each receiving 1 gold dinar, which is 25 silver, worth 25 silver dinars, which is 25%. Okay, so now the Gemara says, Masti who is our Mishnah like? The like Rabbi Shmuel, the like Rabbi Kiva. It's not like Rabbi Shmuel, not like Rabbi Kiva. Why not? If the Mishnah is in accordance with the opinion of Rabbi Shmuel, says that the owners of the gored oxen are considered now creditors to the owner of the shir tam. So, in other words, Rabbi Shmuel, as we learned, looks as when a shir damages another shir, so the owner of the shir that damaged is now a balchoiv to the second ox that was gored. Now, so if that's true, so then, if that's really true, instead, the owner of the latest of the oxen gored in succession, so the Mishnah should have stated that the owner of the earliest of the oxen gored in succession gains, since the Balchav, to whom the ox is initially is lien, collects first. Now, in Rabbi Kiva, the Omer traded the Shutvininu, if it's according to the opinion of Rabbi Kiva, who says that the Sher Tam belongs to their Shutvim, in other words, the Sher Tam belongs to its owner, and the injured party are considered partners in the owner of the ox, so that's why he gets half of his ownership, Hayish B'Meser. So even if there is a surplus value remaining in the ox after he pays the owner, the ox shall return it to the owner of the previous ox. The Mishnah should have ruled that the surplus should be returned to all of them, all prior injured parties, since they all have a shutvis in the Sher Tam. Okay, so the Gemara says, Amar Rava says, actually the Mishnah is in according to the opinion of Rabbi Shmuel, the Amar Balachebes Nino, who says that when all the injured parties are considered creditors, with the Kashilach Niskar, you asked, why does it say the last one gets rewarded? It should have said the first one gets rewarded. Off of my skin, we're dealing with we're dealing with a case where the first injured party seized the ox to collect payment from it. So what happened here? The first injured party seized the ox to collect payment from it and became like a paid a shemer sachar with regards to the damage. Therefore, since he seized it, he is responsible for any attacks for the ox. So if the next injured party seizes the ox from the first as compensation, he becomes responsible for also any attacks. So the Gemara asks, if so, instead of the Mishnah stating that if there's a surplus value left in the ox after he pays the owner, he shall return it. He returns it to the guy beforehand. He should have stated that he shall return it to its owners, since half the value of the Sher Tam belongs to its owners, who are responsible for any later damage it causes. So Ravina says, this is what the Mishnah is teaching. If there's a surplus value with regards to the damages, in other words, the later injured party sustained less of a loss than the previous one, then he asks for Shalafanov, the injured party shall return the surplus value to the previous injured party. This is when saying similarly, when Ravin came from Eretz Yisrael, he related. The Mishnah teaches on the topic with regards to the Shemnin who were negligent. In accordance with which opinion did you interpret the ruling of the Mishnah? Rabbi Shmuel, was it according to the opinion of Rabbi Shmuel? Look at the Sefer. Rabbi Shimon says, it says that a share of the damage, which is with 200 damage, another share of the Messiah, it's not worth anything. So this one takes, the owner takes the remaining one, this one takes the remaining one. Now, if the ox, after going to the first ox, but before compensation has been paid, again go to another ox worth 200 dinars, and now the carcass is worthful, it's and Shilafano Zanet Hamishim Zuz Zanet Hamishim Zuz. And then we're saying because of another Shishava Messiah, Achanet Mano, Shilafano Net Hamishim Zuz, Starishan, dinner's off. Now, so then the Gemara continues. Asal Rabbi Kiva. So in the ruling of Rabbi Shimon, we arrived to the opinion of Rabbi Kiva. Damateri Shuvin, so for the Gemara Reisha that Rabbi Shmuel was saving Rabbi Kiva, does it make sense that the Reisha is Shitas Rabbi Shmuel and the Savers of Rabbi Kiva? So the answer, Amr yes. The Ha'amr Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda Shinina told him, why is going to shvek my sister Vatab Asrei? He said, Shinina, leave the chazaka that the entire Mishnah follows one opinion and follow my interpretation. The first case is in accordance to Rabbi Shmuel, and the Sefer Rabbi Kiva, the Sefer is Rabbi Kiva. It Manami was stated as well. The practical difference between the opinion of Rabbi and Rabbi Shimon, the Mishnah is with regard to the case where the injured party was makdish the ox. If he's a partner in the ownership of the ox, his hektish takes effect. If he's considered merely a creditor, consecration is ineffective. So Rabbi Yechanan also holds that the machlekes in the Mishnah corresponds to the machlekes between Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Kiva. Now, with regards to the gold dinner mentioned in the Mishnah, Tananos, we learned in another Mishnah. If a person slaps another person, he has to give him a sell as a compensatory fine. Rabbi Yehuda said, "Lili money gives him money." Mar relates to Gavra the talk of the Chaver. There was a certain man who slapped another. Shulchan Tuvia Bar Masla Committee Beziv. Masa sent a shayla before the base of asking him whether we learned about this in the Mishnah. Is Sela Tziri Tanan? Is it a Tyrian seller which is worth 4 dinners? A Sela Medina Tanan, or it's from the proper seller worth only half of the dinners? So I'm related to Nisua. He said we learned this in the Mishnah. Ushnayim Rishayin Dinner Zav. The first two divide the remainder, each receiving 1 gold dinner worth 25 half silver dinners. And if it enters your mind, the Tana teaches monetary sellers using a Sela Medina Nifal Minister at today's Sela. Let him further divide the value that the first two litigants receive each, and teach a case where they ask for the additional ox so that their shares decrease until they reach 12 dinners and 1 Sela apiece, or for 12.5 dinners. The fact that he does not do so indicates that the Mishnah does not use Sela's value is less than 1 dinner, therefore a gold dinner cannot be divided in a manner that leaves each party with whole coins. So he says to him, this is no proof. Should the Tana have continued teaching additional cases, exhausting all possibilities, like a peddler selling his wares who advertises every item of his merchandise? Cases cited in the Mishnah suffice to illustrate this point. I think one of my Avala, what's that conclusion about it? Pashtu, Rabbi Yehuda Rav. Chum resolved this based on what Rabbi Yehuda says in the name of Rav, called Kesef Amon Bateda. Whenever the Torah mentions money, Kesef Tzedi, it's talking about Tyrian coinage. For Shal Devreim, Midrabban is talking about Kesef Medina from the province. Therefore, a person who stops another person is fined a Sela worth half of a dinner. Amalei Gavra. Following this psak, the man who was slapped said to Rabbi Yosef, since the fine is only half a dinner, I don't want it, as beneath me to collect such an amount. He says, give it to the poor. Adam relay. Then he retracted the decision and said to Rabbi Yosef, let him give it to me. I will go and sustain myself with it. Rabbi Yosef said to him, since you already committed to give it to tzedakah, the poor have already acquired it and now belongs to them. Even though there's no poor people here, anan yad aniyim anan. We, the Beis that are the hand, in other words, the legal extension of the poor. The same, he says, do not require a document that prevents the Shemitah from abrogating an outstanding debt of Pruzbal, but transferring the rights to collection of the court. The reason that Yisraelim do not require this document is because the Beis is legally considered to be their apitropas, and their choives are therefore transferred to the Beis automatically, even without a Pruzbal. V'chein Tana number Rachama, similar number Rachama says, Yisraelim ain't tzrichim Pruzbal. Yisraelim do not need a Pruzbal. Gamliel in this court were fathers of the orphans, so they have the right to collect all the favors owed to orphans. So the Beis in every generation have that status. Mark relates, Chonan bishat Kolel lachavra. Chonan, the wicked, slapped a certain man. He then came before the Hona for Psak Din. Amalei zil havli palgadizuzi. Said, give him half the dinner, which is the final pull by such an act. Havli mocha. Chonan, the wicked, had clipped dinner, and the mitzvah le minei palgadizuzu. So Chonan the wicked had a clipped dinner and wanted to give him half a dinner from it, but there was no one who wanted to take it from him to give him the smaller coins. So he gave him another slap, running him chayav to pay an additional fine of half a dinner, and he gave him the clipped dinner as payment.